Hi, I'm Brianna, and in addition to being an author, I'm also a massive Disney fan. I especially love sailing with Disney Cruise Line. My family and I first sailed with DCL back in 2019, and at the time, resources about sailing as a concierge guest were pretty limited. If you're anything like me, you like knowing what to expect and deciding if concierge is worth the price. So I made this series to help you better understand what's included with concierge so you can make an informed decision about whether or not concierge is right for you. Let's get started. I don't know about you, but embarkation kind of stresses me out. I like to know exactly where I'm going and what I'm doing and when it needs to be done. Hopefully, this video will help reduce your stress when it comes to embarkation day as a Disney Cruise Line concierge guest. Concierge guests receive exclusive luggage tags to use on checked bags. You are required to use these tags on your checked bags, but you do not need to use them on your carry on luggage. Each guest is allowed two checked bags, plus one carry on and one personal item. Luggage tags arrive in the mail a few weeks prior to your sailing. Prior to January 2025, concierge luggage tags were a different color than non concierge luggage tags. But moving forward, Disney is color coding all luggage tags based on your ship. So, if you're sailing on the Magic, all luggage tags will be green for all guests. If you're on the Wish, all luggage tags will be maroon for all guests. The difference for concierge guests is the concierge logo that will appear on your luggage tags. Two crossed gold Mickey keys. You'll see this logo a lot when you sail concierge. Be sure to have your luggage tags on your checked bags when you arrive at the port. Or, if you're using Disney Cruise Line ground transportation, before you check in for the motor coach. Some hotels will also transfer luggage to the port terminal, such as the Hyatt Regency Orlando Airport. So, however your checked bags are getting to the port, make sure your cruise luggage tags are on them. If you forget your luggage tags, ask a Disney cast member for assistance. The porters will have additional tags. One of the perks of sailing concierge is that you should receive your luggage before non concierge guests. I emphasize should because that's not always the case, but generally speaking, your luggage will arrive to your stateroom before anyone else gets their luggage to their stateroom. Disney Cruise Line promises to have luggage to staterooms no later than 6 p.m. on embarkation day. But as a concierge guest, I've always received my luggage no later than 2:30 p.m. Concierge guests use the same Disney Cruise Line ground transportation as everyone else, if you opted for this add on. Remember, it's an additional cost and must be added to your existing reservation. You'll also use the same process as any other DCL guest to add ground transportation to your reservation, either through DCL directly via the app, website, or phone number, or through your travel agent. If you are traveling to Port Canaveral from the Orlando International Airport using Disney Cruise Line ground transportation, you will experience some perks for being concierge. When you check in for your ground transportation at the airport, you will also complete your cruise check in. You will then receive a gold sticker identifying you as a concierge guest. Keep this sticker on until you receive your key to the world cards on board the ship. That sticker is going to open a lot of doors for you, which we'll cover throughout this video. The biggest perk for using DCL transportation from the airport to the port is that concierge guests are the first to board the motor coaches. You will either be directed to a specific waiting area or a cast member will find you prior to boarding. This is one of those reasons it's important to wear your gold sticker. They will then direct you to a line so you can be the first ones on the motor coach and choose your seats. This is also a fun way to meet other concierge guests you'll be sailing with. If you are staying on property at Walt Disney World prior to your cruise, you may also add ground transportation from your resort hotel to Port Canaveral. Bell Services will collect your luggage that morning and you will meet with a Disney Cruise Line representative at your resort. Concierge guests are the first to meet with this cast member. Motor coach pickup times depend on the number of stops and where your resort falls on that list. Because your resort may not be the first stop, you are not guaranteed to be the first ones on the motor coach, even if you are concierge. An email with these directions will be sent to you approximately 48 hours prior to embarkation day. Disney does not offer ground transportation for all the ports it uses. If you are sailing out of any port other than Port Canaveral, your ground transportation experience may be very different. Because it can vary, I cannot guarantee you will experience any perks for being a concierge guest using Disney affiliated ground transportation outside of Orlando. If you used Disney's ground transportation to get to Port Canaveral from the Orlando International Airport, you already completed your cruise check-in at the airport. This means that upon arrival at Port Canaveral, you can head directly to the security line and then up the escalators to the main terminal. If you used Disney's ground transportation to get to Port Canaveral from Walt Disney World, you will complete check-in upon arrival at the port. Anyone who uses a rideshare, taxi service, or drives themselves will also check in upon arrival. When you arrive at the port, you'll first drop off your checked luggage and then make your way inside. As you approach the cruise terminal, you'll see several queues. One will have Concierge listed on the sign. You'll head through the queue and into the building to the dedicated Concierge check-in line. This line is generally really short, which is a nice plus. Check-in is the same as for any other passengers. You'll show your port arrival QR code and your identification, such as passports, get your photo taken, and activate your magic band. You'll also receive your gold sticker if you don't already have it. After you complete check-in, you will go through the security line and then up the escalators to the main terminal. What about at other ports? Well, the process is basically the same. You'll drop off your checked luggage, then go through a security line and check-in line. Sometimes it may be flipped and you may complete check-in before going through security, such as at Port Everglades. It depends on the port, and every port reserves the right to change it up at any time. You will still check in for your cruise using a dedicated concierge line. Disney provides signs for the concierge line in all ports, and you can always ask a cast member to direct you. There you have it, friends. An overview of Embarkation Day as a concierge guest with Disney Cruise Line. Hopefully, this gives you a better understanding of some of the perks of sailing concierge. See you in the next video.